Hello, hello, hello. Let's get started. Hope you, hope you all enjoyed the dark metal version of Somebody. No, it's actually good. A friend recommended it to me, and it actually sounded pretty cool. Hello, 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 hello. Good to be back, even though I haven't actually been on. Literally took one day off, and I feel like I haven't been streaming for months. Very weird. Free up the opacity. Actually, have a dark color for. Just thinking on these frames, some of them could be a little bit better. That's always a thought. Hmm. They don't have to be that complicated, really. Realistic. I do like this long one here. Scribbled straight over it because I'm a degenerate when it comes to my own work. So the background will definitely be different for the. I want to look different. I don't want it to look like some stairs random, like magically appeared, as opposed to Ratchet's actually moving. Catch my drift. No idea where to put my on my desk. Moving my mug around because I'm like very quickly losing more and more space on the old desk. Oh, I might even make the draft even lighter now that we're working so close to. Oh, that's definitely not Ratchet's nose. It's cute. That works. So for those of you who are also in my Discord community, you'll know that we've had a vote going on for what we'll be playing next on Fridays. So Friday is quickly approaching. I will probably close that vote Thursday night. so there's still plenty of time to get your vote in. I have a selection of 11 options. There's plenty to choose from. Currently, Dishonored is winning, which is a game I've played before, but I haven't played in a long time, so I'd actually be keen to play it again. However, when Friday comes around, I will put it up to a vote as to what kind of a playthrough we want to play. Whether we go lethal, non-lethal, runes and power, or no power. So, like, no magic. And so I'm gonna leave that up to you guys. Which I thought would be a nice thing to do, because I've played Dishonored like 100 times. So, I'm not just gonna do like a, normal playthrough. And I'm not gonna be like seeking out all the secrets or things like that, unless people want me to, of course. Like, I wouldn't naturally be seeking out all the secrets. It's up to everybody else. And I was thinking, so we could choose lethal, non-lethal at the start, which basically just dictates how I treat guards, basically. Uh, so if I go like the non-lethal route, so more stealth focused and, you know, secret and subterfuge and stuff like that. So trying to, well, keeping the body count like as close to 0 as possible. Sometimes it can't be helped in Dishonored 1. Not that it's like impossible to go no kills, because I have that achievement. I have completed Dishonored before without killing anyone. However, sometimes it can be really hard. You hide a body somewhere you think is going to be safe, and then a rat finds it, and then that unconscious guard is now a corpse. So, yeah. But how about at the start of like, if it's Dishonored, that's also another thing. If it's Dishonored at the start of every this one doesn't have a buckle. At the start of every like level, we decide what we're going to do with the target. So lethal, non-lethal as well. As you can tell, I am actually kind of excited and hoping that we do get Dishonored. That Dishonored does win, because there's a lot to do there. There's a lot that can be done there. See what might be better. Buckle entirely. I would much rather redraw the ear than have to use the erased section. So yeah, that's what's going on currently. Still waiting on a response from Makeship as well. So if Makeship actually get back to me and are like, yeah, let's make plushies together, then there will be plushies to talk about. But currently that's not the case. They've not responded. Just fine. You know, they're busy. I assume they get like a ton of requests every single day. It's gonna have to keep trying, you know. No, still. I also love that we get reminded of Ratchet's true size and scale in this world now. Like we've had so much time just sitting with Ratchet his in his room, getting to see him get like prepared for the day, but we're about to get a stark reminder that he is the shortest person in this world or in this story. So that's fun. That's exciting. Like the backpack. Apologies. Ugh. Yeah, I'm straight. Yeah, but we get this stark reminder that Ratchet is actually quite small. I do find very funny. We will get the like these sections where he is by himself and he's framed in a way that is, like normal framing for a character. You see them as they are, all that stuff. And then he's with anybody else and he's like tiny. This little guy. I mean, that's pretty much right. It's just his shoes are a little too thin. And I also cut up so that we can see all of him. That's definitely not how a foot should bend. That there's how feet work when they move. When people, that's better. It might need a little bit of alteration, but like that's better. There we go. It's a ratchet. That makes his head look. So has a cloak. So draw and then erase certain sections. I also realized that somehow I've managed to draw hands without drawing his belt. Very weird. Very unusual. I usually start with the belt and then go on hands. Yet somehow I've managed to draw him without the belt. Mad, I know. That in mind, I also realized, yeah, he needs his weapons. Actually, I'm going to backtrack, erase things. Man, I'm gonna get so good at drawing hammers. I have to draw this side hammer so many times. I'm gonna be so good at drawing hammers. Like drawing hammers quickly too. I'm gonna be a pro. That's definitely not how. That's in like shape. A dagger hand, dagger hilt. And actually, it's a much nicer shape too. Weird cylinder. Yeah, I like it. We live and we learn. Bad handle. Bad handle. Bad handle. Right. Angle. Look. For the right style. Lame. There we go. Way better. There we go. Very perfectionist about this kind of stuff. Want to do it right. I can't, like, this is only chapter 2. If I start half-assing stuff now, then I won't get to the final chapter without having half-assed so much. I mean, sure, I'll get it done quicker, but will it be as good as I want it to be? Probably not. Now belt. And like one of my favorite things, and you'll see it happen in this comic a lot. But I really love Ratchet's design compared to larger creatures, like not human-sized or humanoid-sized, but big creatures, because it makes him look fucking tiny. And so the character that we meet, we get to talk to someone other than Ratchet chapter. We get to meet this character, who is a human, but he's a large human. So we have that height transfer, where we got ourselves a very small goblin and just a big human man. Very keen for that. Slightly better. One of these things that's going to take me ages to learn, and then eventually I'll be like, I've cracked it. The ideal ratchet profile. That's it. Cracked it. The ideal ratchet profile. It should be more cat-like because it's based on a fucking cat. I'm actually not even joking. I think I have cracked it. It should look like this. That's what his face should look like from the side. That's awesome. Oh, it's like the littlest things that make me happy, but just having a go-to profile or like side profile for Ratchet, such a relief in such a weird way. Oh man, that actually I feel like a weight lifted off my shoulders. Yeah. That's the biggest thing that I like have grappled with is like I know how to draw side profiles, but for a character that doesn't facial features aren't humanoid, I've really struggled. Like I've really struggled to kind of find something that fit. Upon me, sorry, I'm just really burping a lot. Real roller coaster of emotions today is that I'm like happy that I have a perfect, like a good side profile for Ratchet, but then also I'm just burping a lot. What can I say other than I'm sorry? Uh, tr- uh, Snapchat is doing this new thing where basically it'll tell you that you've missed messages and like notify you constantly about messages you've missed. And if they're like group chat messages, they'll tell you that they're from the last person, like the last person who sent a message to the group chat. So it was telling me that someone from the group chat had sent me a message, and I was like, oh shit, well I shouldn't ignore that. Um, and it was just the group chat, and not that like I don't care about the group chat, but it's also like I can ignore that while I'm streaming. Someone sent me a snap that's like, Gray, your stream is like running at 420p, and you've got the Grey Mouse model that says I'm a racist on the shirt, you know, then I'm gonna answer those messages to make sure. They'll tell me. That's yeah, yeah. Half of what I do is just stare at my illustration, make sure it's got all the things that I need it to have. Daggers on each side, and Aratohu on one side. How big is Aratohu? Again, I'm also going to get so good at drawing Aratohu because I'm going to have to draw him constantly. Anytime I draw a ratchet from you know anywhere from the waist down, I have to draw Aratohu. But I need to make sure he looks. Uh, if he was sentient, he'd be saying yippee right now. You know what? I totally don't blame people for being like Aruto, who is my favorite character. So not that people don't love Ratchet, but like Aruto, who's just so he's beaming with personality. Look at this little man. Look at this little guy. Gorgeous. Perfection. Absolutely sensational. This little guy's yeah, just yeah. I get it. I get it. I get why people love him. Hard not to love him. Charm. Got a, just a charm, a raw charisma about him. Just an undeniable charisma. I've forgotten that I haven't drawn Ratchet's other arm. It's weird, it does feel like it's been a long time I've drawn, but I drew on Friday. Well, I drew for the comic on Friday. I've been drawing almost every single day. Um, otherwise, which is something I still really enjoy, and I'm glad it's become a habit as well. I just like I draw a like at least one thing for the comic every single day. So I draw a page of the compendium every single day. And as a result, I've been drawing a lot of um, the spin off stuff. So, spin off concept art or concept art for the spin off series that will take place in the same universe. Those of you who know that stuff, I'm meaning the second of the spin offs, which basically follows this series' villain, and then also uh, each each series has like different themes or like uh, genres basically. So they kind of hop from genre to genre. This is your classic fantasy adventure, um, but the one I'm currently doing concept art for is a horror. So it will actually be horror, which I'm really excited for because I actually really like writing horror stories, and I like doing horror art. One of my favorite illustrators is, if you don't know, Junji Ito. He is one of my favorite artists, just of all time. For those of you who don't know who Junji Ito is, he is a horror manga artist. In real life, he's just such a lovely dude, but manga wise, he makes some of the most disturbing manga uh, known to man. Actually, stuff I probably can't even show on stream because it is like so grim, like so horrific. There we go. Really not a complicated background. I could make it more complicated, but why would I want to? I could make it simple. It was easy. I could add a carpet. I could add a carpet. Effort, guys. Oh, that's a nasty carpet. I mean, a majority of the designs on the carpet will be the coloring uh, and not shadows, coloring and highlights problem, but still add a bit of Zaz space, a little bit of like just more color, really. Like the previous chapters were it was a lot of brown. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just that it's not maybe the most stimulating scene. But yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's get coloring. So walls still the same color. Let's make it big. Let's do our toddler coloring in style that we all know and love. We know what Ratchet is probably the most complicated coloring space for this panel, so we'll leave him to last. Let's get the big colors out of the way. Then if I get any ideas about what else to add color-wise. Or not color-wise, but illustration-wise. I can add it then. That's fine. I need to go back another panel. Another 2 panels. I need a specific type of green. Give it a nice green carpet. I also admit this is probably where the comic like progress will start to slow down a bit because we're going to actually have people like other people and build backgrounds and things like that. So as a result, it is going to get slower. Fine, but you know, also good to be aware of. Speed will dramatically decrease. It's okay. As long as it doesn't take 4 months to do a single panel, then we're golden. And that's the one thing I've forgotten. I forgot to draw in Ratchet's, the back of Ratchet's hair. That's all it takes. Alterations are not complicated. I'm actually going to just move that page to the other side. It's not, doesn't flow for me, and I dislike that. Oh, he's so cute. Man, this is awesome. I'm genuinely so happy that we have uh, a facial structure Ratchet now for his side-on images. Makes my life so much easier. Crap. And I'll tell you what, one of the most complicated things I've had to do with Ratchet is to make him proportionally small. Um, his knee joint is here and here. So most of his calf actually fits into his shoes. But having one thing I learned from the previous chapter was giving him like knee joints or kneecaps and then calf didn't work for his character design. Like it looked slightly off. So I needed to alter that. So now he's got like little stubby legs or stubbier legs, which may even get even more stubby as the comic goes on. If I'm not feeling like jazzy with it, jazzy with the current size. So yeah, oh, the belt bits. The stretch on Oh yeah, it's the fucking cafe theme from Animal Crossing. Hell yeah. Um, and then the big one, which I think is basically the same color for most, if not everything, is brown. It's deep brown. Almost a red kind of brown. Very good color. Damn, I feel like I'm in the cafe, but it almost feels dramatic too. Ugh. Hey, Zoe! Oh, boo. I mean, startled me. Is that convincing? Is that convincing enough? How you doing? Wow, page 14 looks great. Oh, it is page 14. Right. That's always good to know. You're alright? How be you? I am being good. Doing well. Living life. Um, yeah, can't complain. Life is good. Payday tomorrow. So gonna go out buy some corn chips. I don't know. Gonna go out and because one thing I really like doing is cooking. So I love going to the markets and then picking up some fresh like, fruit and veg. Gonna do that tomorrow. Gonna be awesome. Might pick up some corn chips. Why not? Treat myself. Sometimes I really do have like the mind of a mouse, mind and behavior of a mouse. Because I'm like, you know what? I could really go for some corn chips. Yeah. We've got a solid side profile for Ratchet now. Simple but effective. It looks good. Ratchet looks good from the side now, which is just everything I could ever want. Can't say I've heard of a mouse who likes corn chips. You ever fed a mouse corn chips? They'll eat anything. Love a bit of peanut butter as well. We do. Do us mice. One of these things. I come from a part of Australia where mice are a pest. In the part of Australia that I come from. Um, and then I built this whole online persona around mice, and I was just like, oh no, what do I do about this existence? You have mouse pics, wild mouse pics? Yeah, send them through. Or was it a rat? You don't know. I guess like the main way to discern whether it was a mouse or a rat is just size. If you want to post them in the Discord, feel free. My coffee is cold. That's okay. I can live with that. Don't post it in the mushroom identifying page because it's not a mushroom. I know that for certain. We don't need my discerning uh, eyes to tell you that it's not a mushroom. Those of you who don't know, I'm an amateur mycologist. I mean, we all are, really. If you've got an enthusiasm for it, then you're a mycologist. You're acquiring the pics. Easy as. Got this. The color. I need the pant stripes. My favorite part of his costume design is these pant stripes. They just have personality to them, you know? Personality. Pant stripes. Fantastisch. What am I missing? Color wise, what am I missing? I think realistically, I have all the colors already. No, I don't. I just looked and I saw a little Aratohu. Aratohu. Um, without coloring. So, fix that. Full burger. Burger B. Name should be. Uh, people just refer. People refer to him as like the burger on Ratchet's uh, side. Burger B. Mouse pick sent? Question mark. Let me check. But post your pics. That makes sense. Oh, it was actually kind of curious and not scared like most mouse slash rats. I think that's sweet. Do you mind if I show stream? Share that mat. I will share that mat. Poster art. Got a little thing called a loop deck, which basically Rouse. Hunger. Put it up on the screen. Mouse rat. Faces himself. What we're looking at. Your art. It is art. Love me a little mouse. I mean, it like a mouse. Looks like one of my kin. Can you confirm it's a mouse? Always hard to tell because there are different like classes or you know species of rodents. One of which being like a stoat, which looks a lot like a mouse. I almost thought it was a baby bushtail, to be honest. That's also yeah. It's one of those weird things when you grow up and learn that there is actually more designations to rodents than just mouse and rat. I mean, it's certainly not a capybara. Definitely wasn't a stoat. Yeah, and that's fair. Looks like a mouse. I'm happy to put my cock on the block there and say that's a mouse. Mouse is one of my brethren. I believe it. I believe that's a mouse. He was hanging on the path. That sounds like a mouse then. You know, mice. They love sticking to the path. That's not a joke. Like that's not a joke at anyone's expense. I'm just trying to be greeting people. Yeah, he seems friendly, which leads me to believe it was a mouse because mice have that kind of friendly demeanor. Then he scurried off up to his house at the root system of a tree. Very sweet. I'm willing to believe it was a mouse then in that case. Because a lot of very mouse-like behaviors there. That being said, I'm not a mouse expert, so I'm not the authority on mice necessarily. That would be Iron Mouse. A joke because she's someone who has mouse in her name and doesn't display any mouse-like kind of things, which is fine, of course. Like I don't give a shit. I'm not like being like you can't use your Twitch name can't have an animal in it and you can't not and you not be that character or that animal. Like I don't give a shit about that. But I'm like I do find it very interesting or cool, not cool. Um, fascinating that there are like a lot of Twitch streamers who have mouse or rat in their name, like in their character, in their profile's name, and they just don't have any mouse or rat based assets or themes, which I thought was weird. Not weird. Curious. Curious. Like, mouse or rat based assets. I mean, I got plenty of mouse or rat based assets. Hey Mouse, at a comedy show, so can't stay for long. All good, Zombie Slayer. Lovely to see you in chat. Have fun at the comedy show. Like, you aren't talking much, that's totally okay. I'm flattered that you'd come in and just say hi anyway. Like, very flattered. Yeah, hope you enjoy your show. Let us know how it is when if you get the chance, like afterwards. Don't tell us during the show. We can wait. Zombie Slayer also, but you'll stay for as long as you can. That's fair enough. Zombie Slayer also just a reminder to vote on the what next game to play for Fridays. Because currently Dishonored is winning. So if you want to either secure that win or what have you, be sure to vote because I don't think I saw your vote in there. Heckle your heart out. Yeah, do that too. If you feel like you got the gumption to heckle, then do it. Oh, yeah, that's right. I saw the notification. You should do that. Yeah, do it. Dishonored is currently on 2 votes, so it's currently winning. Yeah, Dishonored 1. Yeah, it'll be Dishonored 1. And I'm gonna basically at when I start, so the start of the day or start of the stream, I will put up a poll for if people want me to do lethal or non-lethal, so how I will treat the guards, either lethally or non-lethally, and then also magic or mark of the outsider and or no mark of the outsider. So I either do it without magic or with magic, and then at each level we'll decide what we do with the main target. So lethal or non-lethal takedowns for each of the targets as well. So that'll. I just thought that would be a nicer way to make it more interactive. That is if Dishonored wins as well. But I might also think up some things for the other games as well if that happens. If they get voted for anyway. Because I thought that would be a little bit more interactive. Not that it isn't already. You guys get to chat and uh, mess with me while I play anyway. But like, I thought it'd be just a nicer little thing. Well, in one, you get the mark of the outsider regardless. But I know what you mean. Yeah, it's as in, do I use it or not? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Use the magic even though you have it by default. Yeah, exactly. So it would mean that like, do I just sell bone charms? No, not bone charms. Yeah, actually no. You sell bone charms and also sell whale bones. Um, which does make the game significantly harder, but I have beaten the game that way before, so it's not impossible. Well, I know it's not. No, so that's two. No, it's one. You can sell. You just sell the bone, like the whale bones and bone charms. Still get bone charms. In Dishonored 2, you can choose not to take the Outsider's Mark. In Dishonored 1, you don't get a choice. But you can, if you don't use anything, you can buy whalebone in 1. It's not a thing. I don't mean crafting it. Sorry, I mean the like, the runes, basically. What I mean, when I say whalebone, I mean the runes. Can't do it. You can't sell them. It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out anyway. I've done the no runes before. So I know that there's a way to like it's doable and whatever happens happens. Like that's no issue. Um but yeah, based on what I'm seeing so far, it's looking like Dishonored will probably be the next game. But that depends on people's votes, of course. But if it is Dishonored, I've played that enough times that I think getting the community involved is a fair thing to do. So as far as the game is concerned, bone charms don't count as magic, if that means anything. Oh, right. Yeah, so from what my tenuous memory remembers, you can use Blink level 1 and bone charms and it doesn't impede the achievement no powers. The thing is, I've completed that game without knowing that you could do Blink level 1. Magic is simply just the powers in Blink level 1, level 2, sorry. Yeah, yeah. And so, yeah, I'm trying to remember because I remember specifically it was like to get the achievement, you all that you have to do is not upgrade anything or buy a power, basically. So you can use Blink level 1 and Bone Charms, I think. Uh, and from what you're telling me, that makes sense. But I remember doing that playthrough and then not only learning that you could use Blink level 1 right at the end. Oh no, right when I was at Overseer no, not Overseer Campbell, the Lord Regent. Yeah, that's the rules. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, so I did the whole like no powers run without using Blink level 1 up until the Lord Regent when I got to the aqueduct and I couldn't get up without using Blink and I was like, the fuck, how do you do this without powers? Like you cannot jump that distance. So I found that out and I was like so angry because the game was like it made the game like that achievement significantly easier. But I'd been playing on hard mode basically, or essentially. So fond memories of that challenge run as a result. But yeah, whatever people want to do, down. Played Dishonored so many times that I'm happy to do whatever runs. Like if we want to do a kill everyone run, so I can't finish like the level until everyone is dead. Sure, I'll do that. Like absolute chaos. I'll do that. I'll do that run. 100% chaos, so no living human can remain alive. Um, or yeah, complete peace, so not a single death, which would be so fucking hard because sometimes just rats just get in the way. That achievement. Organized chaos. Exactly. Exactly. Organized chaos. Promoting a mutual friend. Shout out organized chaos. Oh, shout out organized chaos. It worked. Maybe. Worked. Maybe. Felt it, so it probably didn't. That's okay. They deserve it though, they're great. I love their streams. I pop into their streams from time to time just to like chill out because their content is chill. And like they're all so good at games as well. So that peace of mind that you're gonna be okay and you're not gonna be angry that this streamer can't play video games like you do with my streams. Why did I not add American Truck Simulator to the vote? I'd love to play some American Truck Simulator. No, I wouldn't. That'd be so boring. Like to watch, but it would give me an excuse to truck a hat for my VTuber model. Oh, notification? Or do not. I'm busy. Right. Look, bumping shit with my long mouse elbows. I have really long elbows, but I'm a mouse. Day has been longer than it actually has been. Like I did nothing. I achieved nothing today, but also like a lot. Weird. You're achieving now. That's true. That's true. Maybe that's why I feel so good about I am technically. I like these streams so much that I actually make progress on something. Always guarantee make a little bit of progress. My soul feels okay. Yeah, you're surprised I'm on page 14 already? Well, page 14 of the entire comic. So it's only page 4 of chapter 2. Which is still a lot, to be fair. Um, but it is, yes, it's one of the things, you know. We must continue on and make progress. Okay. And it does restrict you quite a lot, but one, you don't have to get the runes, so you skip them. Two, you're more the more you explore, the more you have chances of getting seen. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. turned at page 10 on 6th of the 8th, so you've done about 3 pages in 3 weeks. That's hard work and determined. Ah, thank you. Really? So page 10, 3 pages in. That's insane. That does feel good. I gotta keep working. I don't have a set deadline, but it feel like, I guess with those numbers, it feels like I do. And that's the thing, if I ever actually got sponsored to make this comic, I would have deadlines, and that scares me. That like scares the shit out of me, because I'm like, I don't like deadlines, especially for like creative things that I like to do. You're doing better than you think you are. I think that's always the case though, isn't it? You know, like we always undersell ourselves, even if we are, mentally positive and, regulating ourselves and stuff like that. We're always going to kind of undersell. I guess that's just my perspective as well, to be fair. And I've always really undersold my own ability. Even now as a healthy adult mouse, I still undersell myself. Shite. The artist conundrum, yeah. Yeah, if I actually got paid to do this for a living, I'd be getting paid to do and I would be expected to get it done. Get it done consistently, like almost like it would be expected that I do like a page or half a page a day, which would be a lot. Like, and as a person who works, as a mouse who works full time, almost gave that away. As a mouse who works full time, uh, it's just not something that's on the cards. Gotta outsource for that. Yeah. Oh yeah. But and it's also the thing I've talked to people about it a lot. It's like I don't know what I would I don't know what I would outsource of my comic process. Like sure, I could get a colorist, or I could get, you know, or whatever. But a lot of the comic based stuff I wouldn't feel comfortable having somebody else do because I have a very clear idea of what it needs to be. Because like I spent a year writing this comic before I even started illustrating it. So as a result, everything has like a particular meaning that I need to convey or get across. So Ratchet's color coding, like his color palette, his the world's color palette, other characters' color palettes all have purpose and point to them, or reason to them, or story elements to them, and things like that. If I had a background artist or, a fill-in artist, there are characters who are only appear in the background for a good majority of the comic, and a lot of their story arc or their establishment is done through them being in the background. So it's like, yeah. I mean, admittedly, I could just get someone to. I just draw the comic panels and don't draw Aratohu, and then I just hire someone to draw in Aratohu because literally, yeah, every time I draw Ratchet, uh, from the waist down, Aratohu has to be drawn. That's where he is, and he did for the rest of the comic, basically. I could outsource that. I hire an Aratohu artist. Everybody meet my assistant. They just draw a little bee. That's it. That's all they draw. Not that's not that it's all I can trust them to draw, but it's like all I can trust them to draw. You'll do it? Zoe, you'll draw Aratohu? Well, I'm already outsourcing, like, I'm almost basically outsourcing the language uh, to you, basically, essentially. Or more, I'm getting you as a reference for that. I mean, if you could draw better, I mean, that's fine. You'd get a lot of practice drawing uh, out of tofu, though, so you'd be really good at bees. So you'd be a specialist, which is pretty cool. Add that to your resume. Bee specialist, bee illustration specialist. Not a bad gig. I need you to go and I'd be a specialist. Very nice. You have the right kind of qualifications because I feel like all bee enthusiasts are big on nerds. I need you to go. I can't remember where it is, but I know that New Zealand resume bee specialist. Nice. And they're like, uh, what did you um do you have like that white suit and do you actually like harvest honey? It's like, no, I can just draw them really well. And it's like, oh, hmm. Beekeeper housing owner, so what experience do you have? Yeah, exactly. You'd like to hire another bee. I'm a bee specialist. Oh, really? It's like the beekeeping course you could do. That'd be cool. I mean, that'd be super cute. Like, I mean, not cute. It's actually a really good, like, job. But, like, that'd be lovely. And New Zealand, they have you guys have the bumblebees, don't you? I remember last time I was there, I saw bumblebees for the first time, and I was completely smitten with. They're just beautiful little creatures, completely harmless, little fat butts, little fat booties. Don't have bumblebees. Not in Australia. Australia, we don't have bumblebees. Aussie bumblebees can eat you. I'd let them eat me. They're so sweet, and they're just doing their best. I'd let them have a nibble on me. That's what they needed. They provide a lot to our society. Yeah, it is surprising, but yeah, we don't have any bumblebees in Australia. We have a lot of different species of wasp and bee, like honeybees. We have a lot of different. Oh, bumblebees. Bumblebees don't make honey, but I wish they did. It would make them cuter. It would be adorable. Yeah, bumblebee honey, super cute. You know what? I might even make a brand in this world, bumblebee honey, and it's specifically. This is like an idealized world where bumblebees could make honey. Wasps are not nice. No, they aren't nice. They're really mean, but they do serve a purpose, as I've learned in a book called Silent Earth, which is a book that explores the necessity of insects in our world, and basically it outlines that no insect is actually, or no insect is like, no insect has no purpose. Hold on a second. Thump at my door, and I was like, "That." What do they purpose? They are pest control, basically. Essentially, wasps um, are natural, basically guard dogs for flora. That's kind of the purpose they fill. they stop caterpillars and creatures like grasshoppers overfeeding on plants. That's kind of what they do. They're not nice creatures, but that's because they're not. Yeah, I find it interesting too. It's like it's something that we don't think about, and then but once it's like presented, it actually makes a lot of sense as well. So mosquitoes, we're none of us are a fan of mosquitoes. However, they are instrumental in controlling the fly population. Uh, they didn't. If they didn't eat bees, though, they would be okay. Yeah, the eating of the bees thing is nasty. Wish they wouldn't do that. They're just trying to help. Bees are the greatest good of the. They can do no wrong. Mosquitoes feed on fly larvae, specifically, so like water flies, fungus gnats as well. So fungus gnat larvae, mosquitoes feed on, uh, and that controls that population. So we credit spiders a great deal with that, but also there are other creatures such as mosquitoes that help control that population. It's so insect world is built on a very fascinating but tenuous balance. And so with the introduction of things like pesticides and things like that, it has really skewed that balance and caused an unnatural shift, basically. Which has led to stuff like wasps now just targeting children and things like that, as opposed to their actual targets that are caterpillars, things and caterpillars and like aphids. We have an organic kiwi fruit orchard. Oh, that's lovely. That's super sweet. Um, yeah, I love hearing that. That's like I don't know, something about orchards, right? Especially organic ones, because they have that nice natural regrowth. You honeybees are also, oh, not honeybees, bees just in general are really useful and important for pollination and like that. So we need them to pollinate a lot of different plants, not just flowers, but also like tomatoes. Tomatoes are almost dependent on honeybee, well, not honeybee, just bee pollination. So there have been recent studies, or not recent studies, but uh, almost causational studies on uh, tomatoes that have been grown in greenhouses that actually don't cross pollinate because of this lack of honeybee like population. Oh, I keep saying honeybee, lack of bee populations. An interesting bug dynamic here. A spider called the white-tailed spider, which is apparently poisonous, so people don't like them. But daddy longlegs eat. So if you have daddy longlegs, safer. Lol, I like to daddy longlegs around if you can. Yeah, absolutely. So I know about the white-tailed spider. We have them here in Australia too. They are nasty. And yeah, honeybees are so important. Hashtag bee movie. Yeah, it's an important movie. It raises the awareness of the importance of bees. Didn't do an amazing job of it, but we do know about bees now. Um, saying, oh yeah, so tomatoes don't actually cross pollinate in greenhouses. They don't have bees to help them. And then, kind of on from that, you have to like if you want to pollinate tomato plants in greenhouses, you actually have to get a toothbrush and pollinate them yourself. And then whitetail spiders, they are not, yeah, horrible, horrible creatures. So they have their poison is, I don't know the correct term for this, but it's necrotic. It's not a nerve agent. It's a necrotic agent. So basically, it actually dissolves the skin around the bite, which is horrible. Like such a nasty, nasty like um effect. Basically, we have beehives come in to pollinate, but some flowers that don't get pollinated, we get people to come in with handheld pollinators. Yeah, yeah, and like it's not necessarily a bad thing, of course, but it is just so interesting that for certain cases you do have to like hand pollinate just to ensure that you're actually getting the most out of like the pollination season. Very interesting. I'm not, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of spiders, but the reason I know about so nerve poison and necrosis poison basically is because I've been bitten by a redback spider, which is a nerve poison spider, and that wasn't a fun experience, to say the least. Didn't kill me, but like I wouldn't recommend being bitten by a redback. Don't have those ones here, thankfully. Yeah, you're lucky. You're lucky there. They're not friendly. You guys have funnel webs? To this day, funnel webs terrify me. First of all, because the name. Second of all, because holy shit, that funnel webs. Poison that they have is horrifyingly bad. Okay, apparently you do have redbacks. Oh shit, we'll keep an eye out. Be safe. Don't lift don't lift up heavy rocks while out bushwalking. Um, especially not without gloves. Don't turn logs over. Even if you're looking for like shiitake mushrooms, they're not going to be on the bottom. So don't even worry about it. Don't flip stuff over. Not safe. You see like little cotton balls on the back of like furniture, like mostly bookcases or like fridges or things like that. Do not touch them. Those are redback eggs. This is a general rule for people who don't know. If you see like little cotton balls on the backs of furniture or things like that, that's a redback spider egg. Do not touch it. You only have three poisonous, venomous spiders. Katipo, which looks similar to a redback, and whitetail. Ah, okay. Well, you're lucky you don't have the funnel web, very least. Kaitipo. I don't think redback here and kaitipo is very common. They probably mostly in the wild. That makes sense. We also don't have any poisonous snakes. And pretty cool. You what? When I moved to Adelaide, um, my friends showed me a picture of a gecko they found in their backyard, and I was like, "Oh yay, geckos! I love geckos. Geckos are like one of my favorite lizards. Never seen a gecko since I moved here. Apparently, we have sea snakes occasionally. Oh shit! You have a sea snake season? That's nasty. But also, like, you can't always be winning. Oh well. Not common, I mean, like the odd one in the sea, maybe. Never seen one. Oh, okay. So from time to time, there's a sea snake. Every so often. Fair enough. Burping. Burping my guts out. Never seen one. Neither have I. I have seen eels before. Once in New Zealand. Seen big eels in New Zealand. But I've also caught an eel while fishing. While out yabby fishing. For those of you who don't know, yabbies are basically like small lobsters or crawfish, basically, in Australia. You can find them in almost like in a lot of bodies of water and in like mud of dried out riverbanks and that. As a kid, I used to go yabby fishing. We used to have a yabby net. Eels are fun. I see eels in the lake stream whenever stream, river, whatever. Yeah, yeah, they are cool. Um, but yeah, once I was yabby fishing at my grandfather's property, and I'd thrown out the line, thrown out the net, yabby net. Had a little bit of like meat in it, so you always put like a little bit of bait in. It goes into the little sack. That sounds fun. Yabbies, yeah, yabbies are great. We used to catch a lot of them. Uh, but I went one day. We went out to the river, threw out the yabby net with a little bit of like bait in. We left it, and you basically leave it for like an hour. They can't escape, so basically, it's more like you come back in like an hour, 2 hours, see what you've caught. Um, we came back. Tastes good. We never ate them. We always caught and released. It was more just for the fun of it, fun of the catch. But I have heard they taste good. I think that they taste pretty much like crab, but they have to be cooked right as well. Um, but yeah, we were pulling it back in, and we were just saw like because we'd gotten used to like the sight of a yabby catch, so it's like it's got a very different like water like splashing pattern. What we had coming out of the water was like a splashing pattern that was like a fish, basically, and we were like, "What the fuck? What's this?" Pulled it in. It was a big, just long piece of black rope, basically, and we were just like, "Whoa, what's this?" We knew what an eel was, so we weren't like being like, "Oh," but we caught an eel, yeah, and then released it because it was an eel, and also because we just did catch and release. Must have been really weird for that eel being caught by a mouse. I was just like, nice. Kid just catching an eel. Good times, good memories, good memories. The old mouse. That's too. Didn't want eel stew. I mean, I would. as a kid, I would have been keen for that, but also like my parents weren't big on the idea of killing a creature we caught. My my dad was a big fisherman, but he preferred the catch and release over eating it. So as a result, that kind of instilled in us a sense that we just let it go. We just let them go, even if the idea of eel stew. Eels moving on land is a scary image. Oh yeah, they basically like they move like snakes, but if snakes had no concept of how they like if a snake woke up from a coma, basically. So like they move in the same way, but like they don't know that that's how they're supposed to move on land. It is weird. It's as if it like a person like could walk but never needed to. And so they're learning to walk for the first time, but they're also in fight or flight. They're just like, ah, I'll kill you. And wiggle, wiggle. But like a sinister little wiggle, wiggly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Hello, I'm an eel. I would prefer not to be stew. Wiggle, wiggle. Beep, beep, beep. Just a little bit. Wiggle, wiggle. Ah, Misty. Got move. He moves well. We'll let him live. No, but close to. Last thing I need to do. Nice, dark little keyhole. Then when I add a shadow, it'll be even darker. Then I can also add details. Hey Tio, how you doing? How is you? I hope so. Let me stretch myself out. I'm actually also doing some coloring in. Kids dinosaur coloring in book because why not? Yeah, why not? You've been looking forward to catching my stream. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. I appreciate the loyalty to my content. Lovely to see you too. You too. Ah, you guys are sweet. Y'all are too kind. I do it. I don't do it for the praise, but the praise does make it feel good. Why? For those of you who haven't, I'm just like also putting out a little bit of a reminder. Just like if you haven't voted on what game we play next Friday or this Friday, be sure to vote because it's just good to know what people would prefer. Currently, Dishonored is winning. If Dishonored ends up winning, sorry, I just stared at your message and I was like, I should probably finish my sentence before I respond to that. But basically, if you haven't voted, do so because I'd love to know what people would prefer. Then also, if we do choose Dishonored, then I've got a few little like community-based options for Dishonored, so then people can just get involved and they can kind of join in a sense. realized that the sun would probably be coming from behind Ratchet, and there will be a window behind him. I'm gonna move the shadows. Okay. Not sure if you're putting down what I'm picking up, but we could do a go to a private Discord and chat about Grey Mass. That would be very. I mean, I'd never necessarily want to see that private Discord. It'd probably make me feel a little nervous, but very flattering. Amazing artist, kind, friendly, lovely, human, mouse, cool, creative. Hey, you guys don't need to butter me up. You haven't voted. Which seat should I take? Where do we vote? It should be in the games channel. So I could all show you. Let me just open up the post your art screen. So as you can see, this is the poll. You can find it in the gaming channel. And as you can see, I've given you guys, you did it. Hey, good on you, Zoe. You can 11 options or 10 options. Voted to be a bit of a wild card. You voted for the. Sorry, I just exposed your vote. But yeah, so I have a few votes for new things for people that are interested in seeing that, and then I have a few games that are newer. Oh, not newer, older, but that I've played before. Those will have like a little bit of a challenge element, some capacity. So from Dishonored down, they're all games I've played before, but I'll add a nice little challenge to make it a little bit interesting. And I had originally put up a vote on my Instagram, and that wasn't very like conclusive. Very few people voted, and it wasn't on anything that had been voted on here, so I kind of am just ignoring that one, sadly. Because you can also only put up 4 options. So it just didn't work compared to the Discord. I might just leave the voting for Discord going forward. So I think it's fair enough. You never know, Zoe. The wild card could win it. And so the vote will close on Thursday night. That'll give me time to buy and download the game if I don't have it. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited either way. Very keen to play a different game. Roll was great, so I'm keen to move on. Yeah. Though speaking of, I should work on the completed control PNG model for my character. I'm gonna make a version of Jesse, but as a mouse, well, as me, in that gold suit that I wore pretty much for the entire game. And that'll be a redeemable costume, basically. Now, just to finish your first thought, I saw a few clips regarding how encouragement and generosity is in short supply for the majority of people. Oh, yeah? I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. Sadly. Disappointing, but it wouldn't surprise me. sent your coloring pick that you're working on and you change the statistics. Yeah. Yeah, be the change you want to see in the world. Very nice. Do it, Zoe. One of the good ones, Zoe. Yeah. Oh, it's cute. Now is Go gonna Ungo. Got it? Yeah. That's super cute. That's a good coloring page. And good colors. Good choice of color. The quickest look. That jump back. I like it. So cute. It is super cute. There's some cute dinosaurs. Like it's so cool that there's a very like clear kind of way to draw dinosaurs like in a cute way. It's super cool. What color should you make the dinos? I feel like if I said green, there'd be a lot of green in that uh image. It's a good question. It's a good question. Should a dinosaur? Can you add feathers to them? Apparently, archaeology has decided or found that they probably had feathers. Green would be a good color for them, but that'd be a lot of green. Yeah, yeah, they kind of like bring you like pull you into a corner with that, and they. Well, you could always go for like a blue or like a greenish blue, which is green. But yeah, that might be too subtle. There won't be much of a difference. Or pink. Hey, pink would be good. Pink would be very. But they went back on the feather theory. Not sure where the current dino position. That's fair. I'm not up to date on the on dinosaurs. Hey, Zariaka. Zaraika. Hello. Lovely to see you. How you doing? How's your night been? Yeah, I don't know current dinosaur theories. They might be feathered. They might be. Apparently, I also saw like some stuff on them being like much like stronger fat, like larger fat content, things like that. But who knows? Could be better, but could also be worse. That's fair enough. I get that. It's been a bit of a day for you. Long day. What's your position on dinosaurs, Zariaka? Been a bit of a week. Oh man, Tuesday. I mean, I love that. Like the whole like it's been a real week, and it's like it's Tuesday, and it's like yeah. I mean, that goes to show how much of a week it's been, right? Sorry to hear that, Zara. How would you prefer I pronounce your name? Because I'm always gonna have that like uncertainty in my voice. All right, Ika. That was a phrase. Can I get that on a T-shirt? Maybe a motivational poster. Bit of a day. Had to sleep on the floor on Saturday because your dad didn't let you in his house. Jesus. Zarika. 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 Easy. Thank you. Make sure to get that right going forward. Don't know why I sounded like a cowboy there. Best part is that your dad lives like 500 k's from where you live. Ah, God, that is the best part. Not actually. So sorry to hear that. That's rough. That's a rough one. Bloody dad. What are you doing, mate? Yeah, ain't that always the way? I remember my dad once forgetting to pick me up from ball practice. He was the coach. That's not a joke as well. That actually happened. But you're at your own house now and sleeping in your own bed. Fair enough. That must be really nice after that kind of a situation. Definitely way better. About to ask deadpan delivery. Perfect. Yeah, I mean that's how I deliver most of my humor. Deadpan, completely monotone. Not that I have a choice, but like, I like to take credit for it. But yeah, that's happened before. Happens, dads. Dads, what can I say? Yeah. Dads and their wives are so cool and funny to deal with. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Do it right, dad. Yeah, that's I mean a pain in the ass as well. Fuck. Like you got every right to be pretty mad about that. It's like not cool. It's not cool to do. That's not a cool jazzy dad move. 90% of the time, the new wives and husbands want nothing to do with the children from the other marriage. Yeah, which is like, ugh. It's just, yeah, it's just not. It's just such an unpleasant kind of response. Because really, like, these kids have nothing to do with it. Like, the kids have nothing to do with any of those kind of issues or problems with the marriage. Well, they absolutely shouldn't, you know. So alienating your kids is just a really good way of making sure they, never talk to you again, remove you from their lives. So anything you do and think is bad and leads to conflict where your dad takes the side of his wife, even if it's childish and dumb. Ugh. Yeah. Damn it. Yeah, that's not cool. It's it's one of those things as well because it's like you're just alienating your previous family or your original family or whatever you refer to it as. Um, but that instills values in your new kids that make them terrible people. And so when you're old, you need someone to help take care of you, kind of alienated the people who would have done that, if you'd just been a better person. yeah, pressing. Work, which is cool because I get more done. But like, I'm always worried I'm just ignoring chat, and I don't want to do that. I like chat. I look good. Sometimes funny. Yeah, and usually children want understanding from their parents, but sometimes even that is too much, and that's stupidly sad. Yeah, it's just like why, like the least, like the bare minimum you could do as a parent is just treat your child with respect. You know? You don't have to get it right all the time, but just treat your kid with respect and treat them like a human being. And it's like some people that's too much to ask. That makes me really sad because like because then that instills in them a sense that like, oh, this person who's supposed to be like caring for me um doesn't like has dehumanized me in a sense. Treat me with respect. We've fucked up being a parent, you know. In mon opinion. Hey, that doesn't speak for who you are as a person. Let you down. Things with your life. Bet- Better. My perspective is always like the idea that the best revenge is a life lived well, and you lived a good life. Like if you're living a good, happy life away from the one. And sometimes you just need to pour like fire ants on a dude. And the thing that sparked the conflict was the dad's wife moved your stuff so that you couldn't find them. So I said that I didn't like it and moved them yourself. Or if you're not around, you say you have moved them. Yeah, that's, I mean, the very least that they could do, right? The surprise, surprise, dad's wife took it very personally, and now you're the bad person. Dad's first reaction was, "You don't have to, you don't want to." Ugh. Yeah, your dad sounds nasty. You're okay. You're okay. Like, no need to apologize. I understand. Like, yeah. One of those things. It can be tough to keep that stuff bottled up. So you definitely don't need to it up. Welcome to Rant. Just a mouse. I mean, I'm a mouse on Twitch. I'm happy to hear your problems and stuff. As long as, yeah, it's like I think the rule is like as long as it's not like trauma dumping, I'm more happy to hear problems. If like the very least I can do is listen to your problems and be a mouse who can be there and listen to your problems, and if just getting it off your chest helps, then I'm happy to be that mouse, or be that person. Yeah, never need to apologize for that. Never need to apologize for feeling your feelings. I think that's also a good thing to say. What are you giggling about, Tio? Huh? Just lash out Tio for no reason. That part of the night where I become the whole. Need to hear just encouragement. Yeah, yeah, and most important in a public conversation is that if someone says that it doesn't belong here or that you're making someone else upset, you don't take that personally and understand, not force the conversation. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and yeah, you're very clearly someone who understands that kind of um, social boundary kind of thing, like kind of sense, and I could tell that, like, so I have no issue with hearing about stuff that's going on. Do more than I think more so than anything, I'm also more like the kind of individual that if it's like if you wouldn't feel comfortable sharing it with like a stranger on a bus, then it's more recommended that you you keep it to yourself just for your own personal benefit because I will listen and I'll never offer advice or anything like that, but it's like at the end of the day I am still a stranger on. And if that's a problem, that person needs professional help that they can't get from Twitch chat. Exactly. Yeah, you get it. Get it. I like to believe that my community is very, very self-aware and personally aware, which is super cool, super good. I'm flattered and honored that people would come to me and let me know how they, because I know at the end of the day, maybe maybe I can help in a little way, but they know they know how to take care of themselves as well, and I'll know they'll be okay too, which is also good peace of mind for me because I'm a worrier. I worry about people. You know? And by worry about people, I mean I worry about making sure that they're okay. Not I'm just worried about the current state of humanity like that. Sometimes I am worried about that. Oh, God, he has a backpack. Well, Ratchet has a backpack. That lump out the back of Jetta. Probably save. Oh, and stretch my legs. Jeez. Ah, legs. Ugh. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just stretching. Weird, strange noise. Me just stretching my legs out. Ah! Imagine being like that person in like conversation. Like, don't mind me. I'm just gonna. People are just talking about like I don't know whatever people normally talk about in like casual conversation, and you're just like "Ah," bending backwards, and then you get the like click of a joint popping, and you're just like, huh. Sorry, don't mind me. Stretching. That's awesome. Little emotes. Um, Minima 73. Damn. Cute. Little white blob. Uh, Ali. Very cute. I'm a little cursed, but like I like that. I like that nice variation. Cute and cursed. I'm a big fan. Big fan of that disparity. Yeah. New Twitch channel tab under the arts category counseling. Oh my god, can you imagine? Most of Twitch chat would not be qualified. I don't even think, like, I'm definitely not qualified. I mean, I feel like some channels do like counseling or hypothetical counseling. Can't legally offer counseling online like this, on at least in this format. Or you shouldn't, anyway. Potatoes. Potatoes with feet. That is cute. That's one of yours. Oh, I like it. Yeah, I like it. I love the little face, like potato with the face. If you get cured, the girl writes your name on the whiteboard, and the hot tub episodes are very healing. That'd be kinda cool. It's from Bionicles. Oh, right. It's a Oh, even better. My brain went potato. I mean, that goes to show, like, that's my Freudian slip, right? It's the Mata Nui statue rock thing. Oh, right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it does now look very familiar. I was a Bionicle kid growing up. Bionicle mouse growing up. But do for them. Nasty Lane. Takes a moment for my brain to like get this. There we go. It's supposed to look more meditating, and its name would have been sorry, but more you added details, the more it looked surprised. Yeah, that's fair. It's oh yeah, like because it's got that little like round mouthpiece. Such so it does like it is supposed to look. I get what you mean, how it's supposed to look, and it's like yeah, that's art, man. Like you can never fully predict how something is gonna look. but the little surprises are always great. Mr. Mouse, when do you take breaks? Also, would it be interruption if you do? I don't really take breaks. I just draw for 3 hours and then I leave. But I could always take a break. Hydrate and stretch, I'll do that. Warm up a humble cross hatching. Do that. Dinosaurs are pink. Hey, cool. Alright. Save this panel. We'll jump and do the warm up. That's previous one, strong brain. The humble cylinder. Yeah. Cross hatching if possible. Always possible. Anything is possible. If one believes. Right. There we go, that's good. Too thick. Just draw it by hand, but I also never feel good about that. No, that looks crap. I'll draw it by hand. All those things, sometimes it's just to draw it by hand. Check out pink dinosaurs when you want to know about the shading. Hey, what can you do, you know? Attempt at shading. Hey, what can you do? And he's humble, right? So there we go. He's humble. Just had to add that in. The humble cylinders. They're gonna make him humble. The boys reference foreboding. Yeah, I mean, a little bit, but I do like that reference too. So. I also say that as well. Anytime I'm being humble, I'm like, oh no, you guys are the real heroes. Can't erase color pencil. Yeah, that's true. You can't really. Um, very, very hard to do. Like bumping. Hit me. Hit me. At a different. Oh, that's the wrong color. Kind of how I do my hatching on like sketches. That I'll actually draw the shadow line, and then I'll fill in the hatch inside it. because I like the kind of stylistic look to it. Almost feel rooted. What can you do? Posted your humble attempts when you check out, Zoe. Love this, what a treat. E. I'll check them out. Yeah, I'll finish the warm up and then I'll check out you guys as well. That sounds good. That sounds like a nice little break. Yeah, like cross hatching's like not necessarily my favorite kind of shading, I guess, but I do hatch a lot, so I also like I get the basics of it. And it is a good way of like doing comic shading as well, to be fair. If I'd gone with a more grayscale style for the comic, I probably would be cross hatching. Like you're sketching to Hey, I'm excited to check it out then. All right. Thank you, Milky. And let's it looks good. Like that's also the thing about cross hatching is it looks really good from like once you zoom out, it looks right. Let's jump across Discord. Right. So we got Zoe's lovely coloring in. Great. Pink was a good choice. Like, yeah, I like it. The pink is a good choice. It adds a nice bit of vibrance to the green palette, the currently green palette. Yeah, you've done a good job. Pink was a good choice, Zoe. I can see the shading as well. Super. I like that you have gone for shading as well. Like it's a good definitely a good experiment in the color shading. I can see where it is, so it's done. You've done the job of the shading. Like shading works. So great job. And Tio, hey, you're hatching. This is hatching practice. Looks good. You're on the way. You're on your way. With the teddy bear, I really like that so like this is your light point. Yeah, like this is where the light hits, so that's a highlight, and it looks good. And like you can tell as well, it looks like a highlight. Digital hatching, tricky learning. Yeah, yeah. Um, and I really like how you can tell the shape, the density of the hatching. Yeah, like you can tell that it curves. Um, very nice work. I like with cylinder. You've gone for a slightly different angle to what I've done, which is more of the top. So you really worked in the like reflective, so it looks reflective, and you get these nice little like highlight hatching. Works for it. And now I need to thank you for humble. That's so. Um, yeah, you've done a good job, and process is working. You know, the practice is paying off. It looks good, and you're getting those fundamentals down. You know, you're like with this torso, you're making shape. Like hatching. Are you a dinosaur? Very nice. Very nice. Zoe. Very good. Fun. And this is like, have you tried to do wood grain here? So you've done a great. It's like that's a good like process to realism hatching. Um, because like what I do on my panel. Oh, thank you, Icefire. Gee. Oh wait, isn't that somebody else using a different account? Oh, thank you, still Icefire 30. That from you. Thank you, Tia. Ah, that makes sense. Now I remember. Yeah, it's to you. Thank you. Thank you. Um, yeah, anime face. You got the eyes down. The eyes are looking. Can't unhear hatching as an egg now, and the sentence hatching is step to realism. So much more. I mean, yeah, it's really redefined that sentence completely. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm fun. Before I forget, big old heart on when you come at the egg angry. That's hatching angry. Hatching mad. Oh yeah, but what I was going to say was that you see the stuff that I'm doing with the wood grain on the walls and stuff. That's more stylistic because I'm slowly moving cross hatching. That's fucking great. That very nice, Tio. Very nice. Angry. Yeah. Just the two of us thinking something. It's like something with H. It actually turns out to be just a very good joke. Nice work. But yeah, what I'm doing with my hatching is more stylistic. Oh, not hatching. My wood grain is more stylistic. I mean, it's a lot. Feels like a lot here. Oh my god, do you know the lady who was obsessed with owls? Oh dear. It's gonna be a pun. Not that I dislike puns. I like puns. Suspicious. You know her. Oh, who? Son of a bitch. Got him. Got him. You got me. You did. You got me. Got me banged to rights there. Damn it. Pretending. Greymass deadpan delivery. She got lost in the never found her. For the owls in a jug. That one was a hoot. Nice. Very good. Very good. Very nice. Very nice. Funny sorts in my chat. Always lovely to see. Uh, highlights got to make it slightly light. highlights is I really like for such a long time I struggled with highlights because mentally like conceptualizing highlights was such a felt like such a monolithic task. Um, but one thing that made it easier to understand is basically highlights are the reflections that are directed towards our eye, basically. The brightest point but bounced. So if light bounces, what bounces directly towards you is a highlight. So a puddle with little white spots in it, like white spots of light, are the points of light that are bounced from the sun into your eye, like into the puddle and then off the puddle into your eye. And for such a long time, I really struggled with like mentally, um, like understanding that. I think my brain just went dead anytime I thought about it. But that kind of association made it so much easier. You know, I don't. What you don't get. Apparently, the edge of an object has 100% reflection. But whatever I do, but whenever you do that, it breaks the line art. Yeah, it's so complicated. Like it's such a complicated concept to like visually show, especially if you're not like 100% with it, like 100% sure of it. And so, like for me, I do the black line art. Um, stylistic reasons, but also it helps me avoid that reflective aspect for the most part. Sometimes it's unavoidable. Another way you can think about it is like highlights are just the opposite of shadow. So if you need to build out shape and dimension of an object or thing, then you use highlights and shadows to build that shape and depth. Also doesn't make it any less complicated, but like it helps. It helps with conceptualizing it at the very least. You have a yellow egg. Oh, that's a good color for an egg, especially a dinosaur egg. Nice, 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 nice. Yes, very good, very good. And the ink on the page is not that great, so it kind of gets smudged by the pencils. But in the case of the egg, oh, it really works. Oh, cool. Sorry, your profile pic is yeah, Discord pic. Very cool. Give me a read. Uh, it really worked. On Discord, thanks. Commissioned it from a friend about 4 years ago, maybe five. Oh, yeah. Oh, you rubbed your friend. Yeah. The long lasting profile. It's good. Yeah, you gotten some mileage out of it. Really. Always a nice thing for art. Wonder how much you paid for it. Let you check. Mission price. Big, big, important. Big and important. I am really bad with commissioning prices. I always lowball. I mean, I have always lowballed historically. Nowadays, I probably not won't be the case, but even then, I still feel bad about charging any kind of price for stuff. The little guy making art. Just a goofy little guy making art, you know? How would I charge for that? Gonna feel bad getting amazing art for free though. I know that's also the case, isn't it? Grey mass time is valuable. Also, university certified art. That's also true. But I always feel fucking awful charging, you know? I do have commission slots and stuff on my coffee page, but I also have like made it abundantly clear that they're very limited. They're limited spots, so there are 3 spots open. That's it. And then also timing wise, people got to understand that I work full time, and then I also do this, and my comic always kind of comes first. So it may get delayed and stuff like that. Always a risk. Once got paid in exposure. Honestly, fixing your DM's not what I was expecting. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, the pay and exposure thing is that makes me feel icky. I don't like that. Paying something. No. Gotta pay. Gotta pay commissions at least. Pay and exposure. Get some exposure in the DMs. Yeah. Exactly. Expose them. They gets it. Yeah. Now we do that. Don't pay an exposure. We do not condone. Do not condone payment in exposure. You pay in full and on time. BRB. All good. All good. Oh, he's such a cute little. Ratchet. I mean, that in part is part of the story. That his sweet little heart is maybe too world. World maybe doesn't deserve him. do like a normal um, carpet pattern for a more normal carpet. Lines down the side. Maybe a few. That's it. So it does skew the ground a little in a weird way. Yeah, it makes the ground look like not flat. Better. There's all in this. No, no. Sweet. And then light. And then we're done for the page. Right. 2 hours and 30. Oh, gee. Smacked my own tablet. Dead. Oh, it. Staring at my book and I'm just. No, absolutely not. Crossbow. Get one later. I feel like if I actually genuinely touching thing, don't mind. Can't visually. Right, and redraw. I should draw. Know what I'm doing. Gotta draw the head first. Head shape first. Cat head. Won't matter because it'll be covered up by the hair. But like, just to get the idea into my head. Ratchet's head looks like. Wrist back. Head shape first. Yeah. Head shape first. At the very least, the basic idea of the head. There you go. There you go. There you go. Sorry, getting laser focused, guys. Falling into my pit of focus. Just getting it right. What was the line work that I'm like hyper focused on? Okay, you found out it was 10 US dollars. Okay. Damn. Big price. Steel. Bargain in this economy. That's his arm. That's it. Oh, right. probably going to give this panel a little bit more space. In that, I'm going to stretch Ratchet's arm out, and by extension, that'll mean that I have to stretch out Bannister off. Yeah, she was really great. I got to choose all the details of the art, even the color palette and stuff. Oh, that's awesome. That's a good deal. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's definitely a win. Got that he's actually got like ribs and stuff. The sort of contrived convenience of, yeah, armor is that I can kind of decide wherever the, like, where the belts go. They shift and move about where it's kind of needed. Okay, that little elbow guideline. Oh no, he's missed the banister. That's interesting. When I was looking at his fully equipped form, I was thinking it was going to be a hassle. Yeah, like ultimately when you have the belt, like the side belts and stuff, like for his chest piece, just move them. You can move whatever position they were on. It's like, you know, it's not gonna make a huge difference wherever you end up putting. So admittedly they can move to accommodate. And also they're clothing anyway, so they would move anyhow. So you gotta be like, I mean, they're not gonna move like a huge amount, but you do kind of have leeway in that kind of armor in where that's gonna be. For the belt. Sorry, guys. Gonna lose me. Going into the void. Wait, it's looking back. Okay, back. It's good. Blade and Aratohu. Picture of your house. Plants. Yes. Old home. Plants. The other ones. Delve into the void. Almost done with Naruto. Yeah. There is a horticultural machete next to your computer desk, for example. Oh yeah, cultural machete. That's such a like fascinating. Like you're not wrong. I wish. Always go keep backpack. Smiley face. Backpack. I gotta add the backpack. Wrong with yeah, we'll just run out the clock. Go till 3. Rather than go like once I finish the line work, I'll go till 3. We got like 10 minutes. Slight angle, but it's so increment. Will be yeah. All sorts. Add another one. Why not? Add another door. Funsies. Like, carpet to have anything more to add to it. Like, I just want to add stuff. The coloring section, which will not be finished. Uh, yeah, let's just add what we can. Make sure that we're not getting anything. Got out of tohu. Got dagger, hammer, another dagger. Arms on the banister. Those small details always get you. It's good to add the details. Adds a little like something for people to look at if they're like, because like if I'm gonna make a comic, I want people to look at the panels, so I'm gonna put little pieces. You know, like get real close to Aratohu, and his arms are like swinging. Stuff is nice little things. Yeah, it's just nice little things to add because it adds spice and variety to each panel, which makes them readable or like makes them worth looking at as opposed to skimming across. Some of my favorite comics contain panels that are completely superfluous, um, other than to like progress motion, and like that itself feels limiting. Yes, it's not a bad thing. Like in no ways is it a bad thing, but it feels limiting. Why not fill your panels like chock, like fill your panels chock full of shit? Um, just so that you like, when people come to read it, they actually are like, oh, did you like look at little Arato who, his little face down there, things like that, characterizing moments. You can add hundreds of them into just single panels. You get to know characters based on their behavior before you even get to know how they talk or what they talk about. Yeah? One thing I like a lot. Yeah, give him a little, give him his mouth back. I don't really need that thing. No. Love that you put detail in. Thanks. I do appreciate that. It's a pretty sparse like panel, so there's not necessarily too much to put in. I agree. There's a certain technical limitation on maintaining objects in the perspective, shadow interactions, and physics too. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because like the next few panels we got, so the next panel is a long panel of Ratchet going down the stairs. there's not physically a lot you can put in, but this whole space is going to be filled with shadow. Like Ratchet's shadow is going to engulf um, space behind him. You know, and there's a visual kind of motif that comes along with stuff like that, and that's cool. Um, then we've got some establishing stuff. So we've got this new character cleaning a tankard and then putting it down, um, just to build space and then build like a soundscape. And we get to meet him. That'll all be really cool. But with that said, I think save, export, and then raid out. Thanks for the stream. Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for being here. On me. Hiccuping. Alright. Let's check. Let's check the raidie raids. So who of my friends are streaming? A lot, actually, as it seems. Tiny Tony. Off to bed now. Night, guys. Have a good night. Have a good night, Zoe. Sleep well. Suited. We've raided Suited a ton of times. We might leave for now. I'm kind of keen to jump into Tiny Tony Bean stream. Another artist. She's lovely. Yeah. Yeah, let's jump to Tiny Tony. Go with your gut. Yeah. She's sweet. She's lovely. Very good streamer. Very worthwhile. So let's do it. Alright, let's start this raid. I'll see you guys all on Friday. Make sure that you vote in the Discord on what game you want to see me play, you want to see me stream. Please be sure to do that. I will be closing that. Pre-prepared the panel to share. I've already done that, but good thinking. Good thinking. But yeah, so like, be sure to vote on the Discord what you want to see me play. We will be closing that vote on Thursday night. So be sure to do that as soon as possible. But other than that, I will see you all on Friday. And see you next time. Bye bye.